How's it going, everyone? Texas Man here, back with another video. I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you guys would, of course, please give this video a thumbs up if you guys do enjoy it. Subscribe, of course, if you guys have not already. Also, do me the biggest favor of all, make sure you guys hit that bell notification button. Select all for all notifications so you guys don't miss out on future content here on the channel. And we're talking about the new Star Wars teaser trailer for Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu. Enjoy. Alright, so as I stated, we're going to talk about real quick the Star Wars Mandalorian and Grogu teaser trailer that dropped yesterday. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I really enjoyed The Mandalorian Season 1 and 2. Season 3 felt like just a cameo fest and really didn't make me happy or mad. It was just like, whatever. Here's the issue. Mandalorian Season 3 ended like 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago. And we gotta wait until next May for this to come out. And I'm just not excited. I watched the trailer yesterday, and I was thinking about it as I was at work, because it came out like an hour or so before I clocked in at work. And I watched it, and I was just like, I realized something the whole day yesterday and this morning as I was compiling my thoughts for this video. I don't care. I don't care about seeing a Star Wars movie. The last proper Star Wars movie we got, The Rise of Skywalker, came out in 2019. 6 years ago at the time of recording this video. It'll have been 7 years since we got a proper film in theaters when Mandalorian and Grogu comes out. And here's the problem. And I don't think a lot of people understand this, just in general audiences or even the higher-ups, is that the damage done by the sequel trilogy, it's still lingering. Because whether people want to acknowledge this or not, Mandalorian and Grogu, it's going to take place in between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. That's what The Mandalorian show was doing, but this movie is going to solidify that more as we're building up to The Force Awakens. Unless this movie and future projects is going to make it where Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker is not canon, and it's part of a separate timeline or a separate universe. Same way with Star Trek, as to the fact that the J.J. Abrams movies, Star Trek from 2009, Into Darkness and Beyond, they're part of a separate timeline. Discovery, it's part of a separate timeline. So you can still watch them, they're still Star Trek, but they're in a separate universe or a separate timeline. I'm hoping that we're getting to a point, especially with this upcoming movie, Mandalorian and Grogu, that Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker, they're going to be decanonized, they're going to be put into a separate timeline slot, and then they're going to make it where The Mandalorian takes place still after Return of the Jedi. Then we get the Mandalorian movie. Of course, we have the Ahsoka show, and everything's going to come together. We're going to get Grand Admiral Thrawn trying to take over the rebellion. We might actually get proper Luke Skywalker with, his wife, and the comics are actually going to come to life and be what everybody wanted, instead of the Disney shit that we got starting in 2015 with Force Awakens, respectively. But back to the trailer. I know I just went on a little rabbit trail. I'm not excited for this. In 90 seconds, nothing was shown that got me excited. Mandalorian's back, Grogu's back, Sigourney Weaver's character's back, whoever she plays, because I haven't watched the show in ages. And that is going to be a real big problem with this movie, is it's going to be a homework movie. Now, what do I mean by it's going to be a homework movie? For people like me who haven't watched The Mandalorian on loop, like some people, I guess, I'm going to have to rewatch all 3 seasons of The Mandalorian. They've also said that this is supposed to tie in with Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew. So I'm going to have to rewatch both of those. And I'm not sure I want to. To be completely honest, because Skeleton Crew is such a slow burn. Ahsoka is too, especially for the first half. I don't. And maybe I gotta rewatch Rebels for the 100th time. Now, rewatching Rebels, not hard for me. I just skip the boring episodes. But I'll just rewatch season 4. There we go. I don't feel anything. I didn't feel anything. I wasn't like, whoa, Star Wars is back, a new movie. I'm not excited. Are you guys? Because I'm not. I'm not excited. Now you're probably like, well, how come you haven't done your reaction or whatnot? I can't show you guys the actual trailer because the audio and video picture gets copyrighted. So yeah, that's why I'm not showing it to you. So go watch it yourself if you want. By the way, if you so desire. And I'm just like, there's nothing in this 90 seconds, and it's a teaser trailer. Granted, it's a teaser trailer. However, there's nothing in this that teased me and got me intrigued. I'm like, Star Wars movie. I don't care. And as somebody who loves Star Wars, it's my favorite franchise ever. I still remember growing up and watching the original trilogy, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Got to be clear on that. Watching the original trilogy on VHS tape and plugging those tapes into a VCR. I still remember doing that when I was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. Okay? Before we had DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K, and now streaming stuff, we had VHS tapes, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's how old I am. Okay? Me dinosaur. I still remember doing that and having a blast doing it. But I don't feel that same excitement anymore for new Star Wars. And I'm just not excited for Mandalorian and Grogu. This movie's got to be bonkers good. And I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be very generic. I think it's going to be very action heavy. I think the character arcs and development are going to be very minimal, if at all, because they're going to be like, well, there's 3 seasons of a show that you should have watched before you watched this, and that's where all the development and arcs and intrigue for the characters came from. This is just the big Avengers ensemble thing. And yeah, here's the problem. The Avengers was able to balance both action and character. If your movie's strict action, just call it an action movie and be done, because if you're trying to balance both, this movie doesn't seem like it's going to, in my personal opinion, from 90 seconds of a teaser trailer. Now, I might be completely wrong. This video probably could become completely irrelevant in the future, but it is what it is. And these are my 2 thoughts. So, yeah, I'm still going to watch the movie when it comes out next year, but my excitement level is sitting at a 3 out of 10, if I had to put a score on it, because I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care. So I'm sure I'm going to go to work tomorrow, and everyone's going to be like, did you see the new Mandalorian and Grogu Star Wars trailer? And I'm like, there's people that they get excited about absolutely everything for no reason, and I'm just like, yep, another Star Wars project. Good job, Disney. Anyway, that's going to do it for me, guys. Have a good one. Thank you for watching.